die, bury me deep. Lay 2 speakers at my feet. Wrap some headphones around my head. And rock and roll me when I'm dead. The opening text appears to come from the final words of Douglas Roberts, a man convicted of kidnapping, robbery, and murder in Texas. He was executed on April 20th, 2005. This isn't directly credited or verified by the film, but it sets the tone for the rest of it. Best described by IMDb, the enchanted lives of a couple in a secluded forest are brutally shattered by a nightmarish hippie cult and their demon biker henchmen, propelling a man into a spiraling, surreal rampage of revenge. Starring Nicolas Cage as Red in the movie, his performance is one of his best, showing emotions from unbridled rage to overwhelming guilt and sorrow. The journey of this film is a man on a warpath of vengeance. Now, on the surface, this can seem like a regular revenge film. Man loses someone close to him and seeks revenge, but is it all worth it in the end? Now, this trope has been the main focal point of many Hollywood films in the past, but Mandy stands out amongst these other films. Its beautiful lighting and visuals can all be credited to director Panos Cosmatos, who has made similar visually compelling films like Beyond the Black Rainbow. In 1983, near the Shadow Mountains, recovering alcoholic Red Miller lives a solitary life with his girlfriend, artist and author Mandy Bloom. He works as a logger while she has a day job as a gas station cashier. In the cabin by the lake, Mandy creates elaborate fantasy art which Red admires greatly. On her way to work one day, Mandy walks past a van carrying the Children of the New Dawn, a religious cult led by Jeremiah Sand. Sand is struck by Mandy's beauty and orders one of his disciples, Brother Swan, to kidnap Mandy with the help of the Black Skulls, a cannibalistic, demonic biker gang who regularly use highly potent forms of LSD. That night, Swan drives out to the lake and summons the Black Skulls by blowing into a mystical ocarina known as the Horn of Abraxas. After Swan offers them a low-ranking member of the cult as a sacrifice, they break into the couple's home and subdue Mandy and Red. Now, I won't go into too much detail about the story, as the movie is essentially broken up into 2 acts, and to spoil one part would be to spoil the rest of the film. This movie is more about the journey than the destination. When people hear that this is a Nicolas Cage film, they might get a bitter impression that the film is not to be taken seriously. He throws everything into this performance, and it's in the best way possible. While the story does eventually revolve around his character, Red, it is important to also notice the amazing performance from Andrea Riseborough, who plays Mandy, as her role is just as impressive, if not more than Nick Cage's. Now, this film may not be for everyone, which is understandable. It can seem like it's a style over substance film, but it's an earnestly thoughtful and intelligent film with legitimate meaning behind its visual style that you can interpret in a magnitude of different ways. Mandy's art is symbolic of how she values life, nature, purity, and complete freedom from the confinements of status quo the conservative 1980s America. We hear a similar sort of thing on the radio during Red's drive home from work. Speaking of Red,